Hello friends, this is Henchman 21, and how are you? Oh, well, alright, well, you might want to get that looked at, and don't pick at it because you'll infect it with an infection. Anyway, I have been asked to give you a fresh update on what's been going on. Why ask me? Because I am trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. And I lived in the Venture's yard for like a year. I was there at first because I took over Sphinx after General Traster handed the OSI to Hunter. I'm not going to brag or anything, but I was doing a pretty good job at running Sphinx, considering I had no help. And when I tried to get help, I got completely reamed by the old guys that were Sphinx in the early 90s, who kind of used me to go on one last suicide mission. Humbling. I'm just going to say that. Humbling. But when I was still running Sphinx, I got to help Dr. Venture complete his ray shield for his brother's space station, Gargantua 2. Now, I didn't really help with the ray. I helped Doc clean up his huge mess he made by using interns to do his dangerous work. They got all mutated and had like a class war based on their jumpsuits' colors. It was a total mess. Then my old boss, the Monarch, just shows up at the end and fixes it. I don't think that's what he was shooting for, but that's what happened. And during all that, Dean got some girly action, which is nice for him, considering he's been a bit of a mess since he found out that he and Hank are clones. Like, he tried to reconnect with this nut Myra, who claimed to be his mom, but she had this crazy plan to shove him into her womb. Which is, it's all kinds of gross. Yeah, she figured that would be the only way that she could be his real mother. And let me tell you, none of this is helping Dean's identity quest. But Hank's doing pretty well with the clone news, actually. Hank is just Hank, no matter what version of Hank he is. You know, he and his annoying friend Dermot have that band. He found an old Sphinx strength suit, and it was a lady's medium, so he got to explore some gender issues and be super strong, same time. He's just Hank, always. Yeah, so the boys have just been busy being boys. Well, you know, their version of it. And with Brock at the OSI, Doc and Hatred kind of adopted Billy and White as their new tag-alongs. But unlike the Venture brothers who just get captured and put in a big pot of boiling water or something, White and Billy are adults and have their own problems. Like, they even have their own arch-nemesis, Augustus St. Cloud, who is this rich little pain in the butt that has a personal problem with Billy. I don't know, they're both like collectors of memorabilia and stuff like that. I know how competitive that can be. So, St. Cloud gets a little single white female on Billy with his own albino sidekick and a way more complete Rusty Venture collection. He even joined the Guild of Calamitous Intent to officially hate Billy and White. And he could not have picked a worse time to join the Guild. The OSI started to go hardcore on the Guild Sovereign, and the place was just a mess. You ask me? I'll tell you why. It's because of the investors. Alright, this gets kind of wiggy, so just bear with me. The investors are like that devil on your shoulder who goes, "No, you should totally just steal that Snickers. Nobody is looking." They're like, immortal beings that thrive on evil. So when you accept their help, you gotta pay big. And the Sovereign just wanted to welch on his debt. Like Faust or Johnny Blaze. So when the leader of the guild is about to burn down his house and collect the insurance, and the OSI is closing in, St. Cloud picked a bad time to sign up. I was happy to be out of all of it for a while. I mean, I wasn't happy to live in the Venture's yard, but, when the guild's 12-foot attorney was taken in by the OSI, and then freaking straight up murdered by the investors, it's like a good time to do some accidental backyard camping, trust me. But things have turned around for like everybody. It turns out that Killinger, who's like, the Mary Poppins version of evil, was the investor's brother, and he likes his evil a little less sinister. So even though the guild lost most of its ruling council of 13, it looks like it has a chance of rebuilding, now that Phantom Limb and his Revenge Society have rejoined them and the Sovereign kicked it. Oh yeah, dude, he's dead, and he was never David Bowie like he told everyone. He was actually Jonas Venture Sr., Doc's father. Dramatic pause. No, please, I'm messing with you. He's just some chump who wanted to be not a chump. But he died a chump. He died a chump shaped like an eagle. There's a lesson there somewhere if you ignore the eagle part. Same thing kind of happened to Doc. Like, things get bad before they get better. Doc lost his brother, Jonas, when he died all heroic, saving everyone from his exploding space station. And while Doc was in space, his estate was burnt to the ground. By, drumroll please, me and my old boss. That is right, I am back on the Monarch crew. Well, the entire Monarch crew, really. When the cocoon was destroyed and everything was a mess, it was then that I just kind of realized I was always Monarch crew. For life, my friends. Okay, I know you're wondering where the silver lining in the loss of your brother and your home is, and I'll tell you. Jonas not only owns a massive business and estate in New York, but he also left a will. And everything went to, yep, Doc and the Venture Brothers. Not too shabby.